Hello and welcome to SRPG Radio 24.21. I will be your host on your drive home from work this evening. Today is February 1st, 2012. Although to many of you this is just another day, let us remember that every day is special to someone. So we're going to take a look back at important events in history that occurred on this very day. On February 1st, 1898, the Travelers Insurance Company of Hartford, Connecticut, issued the first automobile insurance policy to an individual. The 1st of February 1940, Frank Sinatra sings the hits Too Romantic and The Sky Fell Down during his debut recording session with the popular Tommy Dorsey Band. This was his first recording with the band since replacing its previous singer, Jack Leonard. On the 1st of February 1962, President John F. Kennedy addressed Congress on the issue of welfare. He wanted to see to it that laws were changed in order to provide an incentive for people to return to work. He also wanted to create a way for people to become more independent and to lead productive lives. Part of the welfare improvement plan proposed by JFK was to increase the amount of money funding rehabilitation. Part of this funding was to help pay social workers who would be in charge of helping people regain independence. On the 1st of February 1992, George W. Bush and Russian leader Boris Yeltsin proclaimed an end to the Cold War in a joint statement following new arms limitations agreements. Now for some individuals of note who were born on February 1st. The famous actor Clark Gable was born on February 1st, 1901, of course famous for his role in Gone with the Wind. Actually, speaking of the Cold War, Boris Yeltsin himself was born on February 1st, 1931. He was the first president of post-Soviet Russia. Patrick Wilson, the drummer for the rock band Weezer, was born on the 1st of February, 1969. Pauly Shore, the comedian and actor, was born on the 1st of February 1968. He, of course, played in Encino Man and Son-in-Law. The son of Bruce Lee, Brandon Lee, was born on February 1st, 1965. Terry Jones, the comic with the British comedy group Monty Python, was born on the 1st of February 1942. The first female elected to the U.S. Senate, Haiti Wyatt Caraway, was born on February 1st, 1878. The author of The Princess Diaries, Meg Cabot, was born on February 1st, 1967. And the daughter of Elvis Presley, Lisa Marie Presley, was also born on February 1st, 1968. Speaking of Elvis, some of our listeners may have an appreciation for music and acoustic guitar players. Maybe you're one of those individuals who always wanted to learn to play guitar, so one day you finally went out and bought a guitar and started taking lessons. We all know learning an instrument can be pretty difficult, but that does not mean we still can't appreciate listening to some talented acoustic guitar playing. The first song on your drive home this evening is actually going to be an acoustic guitar set with a lead vocalist. This is a Brazilian bossa nova. The artist is named Luciana Souza. The guitar work on this number is very incredible. So please enjoy this tune called Muita Barbaria.
Acho que não vou deixar você sair da minha vida. Sei que você vai gostar de estar no meio dessa briga. O que passou foi bom demais pra nós dois. Nosso destino é decifrar uma saída. Só você pode evitar o meu tormento. Já não consigo tirar você do meu pensamento. Se você passa eu me desmancho em dor. Se você fica eu quero dar o meu amor. dentro de toda história, assim, começo, meio e fim. Outra vez, talvez uma chance, um não, um sim, fazer você voltar pra mim, voltar pra mim, voltar pra mim. Eu vou lutar por você a vida inteira, mesmo que venha fazer muita bobeira. Se você passa, eu me desmancho em dor. Se você fica, eu quero dar o meu amor. Eu vou lutar por você a vida inteira, mesmo que venha fazer muita bobeira. Se você passa, eu me desmancho em dor. Se você fica, eu quero dar o meu amor.
Well, we are back. We hope you enjoyed that amazing cultural flavor from South America. Speaking of different cultures, there's been a recent study of an interesting new phenomenon in the world called racial confusion. Now, we're used to hearing about gender confusion these days, but racial confusion is also becoming more prevalent. It, of course, simply means that someone is born of a certain race, yet they tend to act or feel like they are of a different race. For example, take perhaps a white girl from the West Coast who feels like she has the soul of a black woman from the South. This person may even feel like she can talk with sass or can get jiggy with it, or that she has soul. So these next few tunes are a tribute to anyone out there in Radioland who might feel they are experiencing some racial confusion. I'm going to play a tune from one of my favorite bands of all times. They were a soul/funk band from the 70s who were way ahead of their time. They are one of the most tight yet complex rhythmic funk bands I have ever heard, and I am yet to hear any other band come close to the tight grooves they pull off. This tune is actually could have been written for those experiencing racial confusion. It's called Soul Vaccination. The premise of this song is that there is a disease spreading across the land called honkypox. I guess it's some form of chickenpox, only instead of breaking out with skin rashes, you break out in corny country music and folk tunes and say things like, "Aw, gee, well, isn't that just super duper?" You know, any of the phrases or things associated with honkies in the world. So if you're experiencing a case of honkypox out there, or maybe you just have some racial confusion and you need to get some serious funk and soul back in your life, take a shot of Soul Vaccination by Tower of Power.
Monkeypox,
Ah, yeah. Feel that sweet soul vaccination pumping through your veins. I can never get enough of those grooves founded by the rhythm section of Tower Power, David Garibaldi on the drums, and the great Francis Rocco Prestia on the bass guitar. Speaking of bass guitar, I read a recent study that states that over 80% of women say that bass guitar is the most sexy of all instruments. Who would have thunk it? And here I've been playing piano, guitar, and drums my whole life. Pretty much every rhythm instrument but the bass. But it sure makes sense. What else to flip a woman's switch than that slow, steady, deep-voiced bass guitar? I mean, it's pretty much like Barry White with strings. Oh yeah, can't get enough of your bass, babe. So keeping in line with our racial confusion topic and also that of the bass guitar, I'm going to play another soulful R&B tune by one of my favorite slow jams of all times. I love the sweet moving bass lines of this tune, how the bass provides a complexity to the harmonic structure of the tune. And this slow, sexy, groovy song by Earth, Wind & Fire. It's called That's the Way of the World. Turn up the bass on your stereo for this one, ladies.
The world seems cold. Stay young and hard. Cold. hear me now? Ronan, won't you hear me now? Ronan, won't you hear me now? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hearts of fire, hearts of fire, heart
Well, now that all the women out in Radioland are swooning over that sexy bass line, we're going to go ahead and pause for station identification and a word from our sponsor. You are listening to SRPG Radio 24.21, and now for a word from our sponsor.
Hi, Susan. I saw on Facebook that you were hanging out with Greg last night. How did that go? Not as well as I would have hoped. Why not, Susan? Well, no matter how many times I tell Greg that I just want to be friends, he still tries to make moves on me when we hang out. How come he just can't accept that he's in the friend zone? Oh, Susan, I had that same problem with Steve. But that is why I bought the all-new Invisible Friend Zone by PetSafe. The Invisible Friend Zone? What is that? Well, it's just what it sounds like. You know how homeowners buy an invisible fence for their pets? That is nothing more than a collar that they put around their animals, and it sends a shock every time they try to leave the designated area? Yes, of course, I've heard of those. Invisible Friend Zone is the same thing. Just put the collar around the guy you have friend zoned, and every time he tries to make a move or to get more romantic, he'll receive a gentle shock to his neck, reminding him to stay within his boundaries, like the cute little pathetic dog he is. Oh, I can't wait to try it.
Hey, Susan, I really had a fun time, hanging out with you tonight.
Oh, me too, Greg. You are such a good, special friend to me. I'm so glad that we are friends and that we can be friends and do things as friends and hang out as friends, and I can talk to you about other guys like I would one of my girlfriends, 'cause you're just a good, special friend, and I just love being friends with you.
Yeah, me too, Susan. Well, anyway, have a good night. Okay. No good night kiss, Susan. I get it.
Thanks, Greg. And thank you, Invisible Friend Zone.
And we're back. We hope you've been enjoying your ride home on this special day, February 1st, 2012. Now we are going to take a look at some random fun facts that will seem completely unrelated and out of the blue to almost all of our listeners. Today we are going to learn some fun facts about salt. That's right. Salt, also known as table salt or rock salt, is a mineral that is composed primarily of sodium chloride, a chemical compound belonging to the larger class of ionic salts. It is essential for animal life in small quantities, but is harmful to animals and plants in excess. Salt is one of the oldest, most ubiquitous food seasonings, and salting is an important method of food preservation. The taste of salt, saltiness, is one of the basic human tastes. Salt for human consumption is produced in different forms: unrefined salt, such as sea salt, refined salt, such as table salt, and iodized salt. It is a crystalline solid, white, pale pink, or light gray in color, normally obtained from seawater or rock deposits. Edible rock salts may be slightly grayish in color because of mineral content. Chloride and sodium ions, the two major components of salt, are needed by all known living creatures in small quantities. Salt is involved in regulating the water content of the body. The sodium ion itself is used for electrical signaling in the nervous system. Because of its importance to survival, salt has often been considered a valuable commodity during human history. However, as salt consumption has increased during modern times, scientists have become aware of the health risks associated with too much salt intake, including high blood pressure. Therefore, health authorities have recommended limitations of dietary sodium. The United States Department of Health and Human Services recommends that individuals consume no more than 1,500 to 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day, depending on age. Of course, when we think of salt, we also think of the famous story in the Bible of Lot's wife, who, when she turned to look back toward the wicked cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, she herself was turned into a pillar of salt. So what's the lesson, kids? Don't Look Back. Which reminds me of a classic rock tune by one of my favorite rock bands of all times, Boston. This song is named conveniently Don't Look Back. I love the lyrics of this tune, so I'm going to read them before I play the song. Don't look back, a new day is breaking. It's been too long since I felt this way. I don't mind where I get taken. The road is calling. Today is the day. I can see it took so long just to realize I'm much too strong not to compromise. Now I see what I am is holding me down. I'll turn it around. I finally see the dawn arriving. I see beyond the road I'm driving. It's a bright horizon and I'm awakened. I see myself in a brand new way. The sun is shining, the clouds are breaking, 'cause I can't lose now. There's no game to play. Now that we've heard the lyrics, let's listen to this rock classic by Boston, Don't Look Back.
Today
Well, I hope you've enjoyed your ride home listening to SRPG Radio 24.21. Before I sign off, I would just like to congratulate one of our listeners, Sienna Radford. She has won a gift certificate to her favorite restaurant. She will receive a card with the name of that restaurant, which she can now open and reveal the location of her prize. Go ahead. Just so you know, don't be confused. Even though it looks like it's a gift certificate for a hotel, it is actually a gift certificate for the restaurant on top of that particular hotel. Evidently the restaurant spins around or something. Well, anyway, thank you again for tuning in on your ride home this evening. We have one more song for you before I let you go. It's a tremendously long and repetitive arrangement of a very popular song. Good night, and take care of yourself.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Seattle. Happy birthday to you.
Good night, everybody. How you doing? We're gonna be singing a little jazzy song tonight. It's in honor of a very special birthday going on today. This one goes out to Sienna.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Seattle. Happy birthday to you.
That's right. Because not too many years ago on this special day, there was a young lady born at a very young age. She was actually born at the age of 0. But would that young lady stay at the age of 0? No, she would not. She would grow, get more years. But although she's a little bit older today and a little bit wiser, that doesn't mean that we don't stop to look back and celebrate and remember the life that she has lived. A life of really cool, sophisticated emo glasses. A life of guitar and piano lessons that never quite seemed to be enough for her. A life of furthering people's education in the public school system, although she had no real public education of her own. That's right. Even in her mature years, she still couldn't help but watch shows like Vampire Diaries. But even with all of her faults and strengths and idiosyncrasies and passion for weird television shows about vampires, today we only celebrate Sienna. A happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sienna. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sienna. Happy birthday, Sienna. Happy birthday, Sienna. Happy birthday to you. I hope you all can appreciate how hard it is to break out a random salsa montuno in the middle of a birthday song, especially when you really haven't practiced it, so I did the best I could. But if we don't conclude this birthday song, if I'm not careful, it may last long enough to also serve for the birthday song for next year. And we all know we don't want to hear this again. So, I think it's about time we wrap up this little birthday ditty with a grand finale.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sienna. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Sienna.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sienna. Happy birthday to you. Good night, everybody. How you doing? We're gonna be singing a little jazzy song tonight. It's in honor of a very special birthday going on today. This one goes out to Sienna. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sienna. Happy birthday to you. That's right. Because not too many years ago on this special day, there was a young lady born at a very young age. She was actually born at the age of 0. But would that young lady stay at the age of 0? No, she would not. She would grow, get more years. But although she's a little bit older today and a little bit wiser, that doesn't mean that we don't stop to look back and celebrate and remember the life that she has lived. A life of really cool, sophisticated emo glasses. A life of guitar and piano lessons that never quite seemed to be enough for her. A life of furthering people's education in the public school system, although she had no real public education of her own. That's right. Even in her mature years, she still couldn't help but watch shows like Vampire Diaries. But even with all of her faults and strengths and idiosyncrasies and passion for weird television shows about vampires, today we only celebrate Sienna. A happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sienna. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sienna. Happy birthday, Sienna. Happy birthday, Sienna. Happy birthday to you. I hope you all can appreciate how hard it is to break out a random salsa montuno in the middle of a birthday song, especially when you really haven't practiced it, so I did the best I could. But if we don't conclude this birthday song, if I'm not careful, it may last long enough to also serve for the birthday song for next year. And we all know we don't want to hear this again. So, I think it's about time we wrap up this little birthday ditty with a grand finale.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear secret heart. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Sienna.